amidst water shortages, the water utility companies, well, they're selling off the reservoirs. How short-sighted is that? Well, it's the paradoxical short-selling of water reservoirs amidst the imposition of hosepipe bans in the United Kingdom. But it represents a rather glaring oxymoron, emblematic of, worrisome priorities adopted by these water companies. The Thames Water, Severn Trent, Southern Water and others have all participated in the sell-off of, vital reservoir assets. You see, they sit on land, you see. Well, this is without any commensurate replacements. Well, it's casting a shadow now over their commitment to water resilience in the face of impending drought warnings. We don't need to be warned, we can see it for ourselves. The world is heating up and water is pretty much evaporating into the ether. Hey, while you're here, please beat the like button. And if you want to support the channel, you can do it on Patreon or buy us a coffee. And the links are down below. We've also got memberships, you know. Well, this frustrates the hell out of me because the idiocy of it is just astounding. But is it idiocy or is it just greed? Probably the latter. Well, the very notion of short-selling water reservoirs during times of potential water scarcity, potential? Is the here and now. That's rather perplexing, you could say. As one would expect utility companies to prioritise safeguarding essential water resources. Those reservoirs, they perform like a sump. They store the water for us. Well, and we suck the water out of there. Yeah, it goes into water towers and what have you. Gives you that buffer. As well as just the storage. Yeah, as far as these flippin' water utility companies are concerned, the lure of immediate profits appear to have enticed these entities to neglect their broader responsibilities to the public and the environment. Now, this is a consequence of privatisation, really. Because it's all about the money, honey. It removes governance. Well, it softens governance from, by DEFRA. DEFRA has a lot less power than it used to. But let's be honest, the person responsible, Teresa Coffee, oh crikey, who stands there in front of the reservoirs, in front of the estuaries, the estuary, wasn't it? And there's a sign behind it telling her don't swim in the water because it's shit. Literally, shit. Well, she's telling everybody that all these areas over here, named the list off and what have you, will be clean bathing waters. It just ain't true. There's pretty much no clean bathing waters in the UK because shit has been allowed to be pumped into these rivers and the sea. At all these locations, prime locations. If you want to come out, if you weren't brown when you went in, you certainly will be when you come out. Well, Teresa Coffey is almost as useless as that Indian minister who emptied the flippin' reservoir in India. You know, they don't have a lot of water to start with. He emptied it. He got permission as well. Just so he could find his mobile phone that he dropped in the flippin' reservoir. Well, coming back down to the UK, the ramifications of the questionable sell-off strategy of these reservoirs are manifold. And by compromising, it's compromising the water supply infrastructure. Now, these companies risk exacerbating the impact of drought conditions on the populace, agriculture and wildlife. While the short-term gains from the sell-off pale in comparison to the long-term implications of reduced water resilience and heightened vulnerability to the vagaries of climate change. In times of ecological uncertainty, water companies, they should instead bolster their commitment to sustainable practices and invest in innovative technologies to mitigate water scarcity risks. For a start, you could fix the flippin' leaky pipes. That'd be a start. Well, the sell-off of reservoirs without adequate replacement sends a rather, alarming message, I suppose, to the public and raises valid concerns about the motive of these companies and whether or not privatisation is a very good idea. Well, we know it isn't, don't we? Shareholders, they want to earn some money from their money. Well, it's all putting profits before the welfare of the nation and its inhabitants. As drought looms, it is imperative that both policymakers and citizens demand greater accountability and foresight from water utilities. Now, the preservation of our precious water resources must transcend financial gain. It's not rocket science, is it? As embodying a collective dedication to securing the future of water sustainability and resilience for generations to come. We can't carry on like this. No. It's madness. Absolute madness. But will they do anything? The likelihood is probably not. They like to do diddly squat. You tell me. Please leave it in the comments down below. Do you know any stories about leaky pipes? Or reservoirs? Or even water towers being sold off? Please leave it in the comments down below, because I do read the comments, but you probably already know. If you watch the channel, you don't buy, buy us coffee, or it's Patreon and that as well, and memberships, and the links are down below. We're also planting trees here, 1,000 trees on 2 hectares of land, basically for wildlife or creatures great and small. And obviously planting trees is a good thing. If you want to be part of that, there's a GoFundMe link down below, and basically you can buy a tree, and what I'll do in return, obviously plant a tree, we'll make a sign to go with the tree with name on, or maybe in memory of a loved one. Anyway, it's time for me to go. So I think, I will, So ta-ta. Please boot the old like button. Ta-ta.